Have you ever stood in an old place and felt the weight of time? We've all heard the epic tales of the Mayans, the Romans, and the Egyptians. But history is a vast ocean, and for every famous empire, countless other cultures, just as complex, just as human, have been almost completely erased. They are the ghosts of our shared past. In this video, we're uncovering 10 of these lost civilizations. These are societies you've probably never heard of, but whose ingenuity, art, and mysterious collapse shape the world in ways we're only now beginning to understand. Prepare to journey from ancient Europe to the heart of the Sahara as we piece together the stories of humanity's forgotten pioneers. 1. The Cucuteni Tripilia Civilization. Long before Rome or Athens, a remarkable culture flourished across modern-day Ukraine, Moldova, and Romania. Between 5,500 and 2,750 BC, they built some of the largest settlements in the Neolithic world, proto-cities housing up to 15,000 people. They were master farmers, but what truly sets them apart is their stunning pottery and a bizarre tradition. Every 60 to 80 years, they deliberately burned their entire village to the ground. Why? The question has baffled historians. Was it a ritual of purification and renewal? A practical method of disease control? Or a way to honor their ancestors? By 3000 BC, this advanced society vanished, possibly assimilated by migrating cultures, leaving behind only their mysterious clay figurines and layers of ash. 1. The Indus Valley's forgotten neighbors, the Dholavira people. We know the great Indus Valley civilization, but nestled on an island in present-day India, the city of Dholavira stands out as a marvel of engineering. This wasn't just a settlement, it was a masterclass in urban design. Dholavira's inhabitants constructed a breathtakingly sophisticated water conservation system, with massive reservoirs and channels designed to capture every drop of monsoon rain, allowing them to thrive in a harsh, arid environment. But the city's greatest puzzle is what might be the world's earliest signboard. Discovered near a main gate, it consists of 10 large, undeciphered glyphs. Was this the city's name? A public notice? We may never know. After 200 years, Dholavira was abandoned, likely due to prolonged droughts that made their incredible water system obsolete. 1. The Nabateans before Petra. Everyone knows Petra, the breathtaking city carved into Jordan's cliffs. But few realize this was just the capital of the sprawling empire of the Nabateans. These nomadic traders were the undisputed masters of the desert. For centuries, they controlled the lucrative trade routes for frankincense and myrrh, precious resins worth more than gold. Their secret weapon wasn't an army, but water. The Nabateans were hydrological geniuses, carving intricate networks of channels and hidden cisterns into the rock, creating oases for their cities and the massive trade caravans they controlled. Their success, however, attracted Rome. In 106 AD, the Nabatean kingdom was peacefully annexed, and their unique culture slowly dissolved into the Roman mainstream. 1. The Sangxing-Dui Civilization. In 1986, farmers in China's Sichuan province stumbled upon one of the most spectacular archaeological finds of the 20th century. They uncovered sacrificial pits filled with artifacts unlike anything ever seen in Chinese art. Giant bronze masks with bizarre, bulging eyes, a life-sized bronze statue, and an incredible 13-foot-tall bronze spirit tree. This was the Sangxing-Dui, a previously unknown Bronze Age culture from 1200 BC, completely separate from the Shang dynasty. The artifacts were intentionally broken and burned before being buried, pointing to a massive ritual. But what were they sacrificing, and where did they go? After centuries of dominance, the Sangxing-Dui people vanished, leaving an unsolved mystery. 1. The Olmecs. Long before the Maya or the Aztecs, the Olmecs laid the foundation for all subsequent Mesoamerican civilizations. Thriving in south-central Mexico around 1200 BC, they are considered a mother culture, Their most iconic legacy is the colossal stone heads, portraits of rulers carved from volcanic basalt, some weighing 40 tons. The sheer effort is staggering. These massive boulders were transported over 100 miles without wheels or beasts of burden. Who do they represent? Mighty kings, revered warriors, or perhaps even ball players? The Olmecs likely originated traditions like the ritual ball game and jaguar worship. Yet, around 400 BC, their major centers were abandoned. The reasons, volcanic eruptions, shifting rivers, or conflict, remain a mystery. 1. The Sogdians. Ever heard of the Sogdians? Probably not. And yet, for centuries, they were the lifeline of the Silk Road. Operating from oasis city-states like Samarkand and Bukhara, the Sogdians were the ultimate middlemen. Between the 4th and 8th centuries AD, they connected the great empires of China, India, Persia, and Byzantium. They weren't conquerors. They were cosmopolitan traders and translators whose language became the lingua franca of the road. They transported not just silk and spices, but also ideas, art, and religions, playing a key role in spreading Buddhism across Asia. But their position as connectors made them vulnerable. With the rise of the Arab caliphates, the Sogdians were squeezed out, their culture absorbed and forgotten. 1. The Minoans. On the island of Crete around 2000 BC, Europe's first advanced civilization emerged, the Minoans. Named after the mythical King Minos, they were a sophisticated maritime power who dominated trade in the Aegean. Their magnificent palaces, like the legendary Knossos, were not fortified castles but sprawling, labyrinth-like centers with advanced plumbing and beautiful courtyards. Their walls were adorned with stunning frescoes depicting nature and the famous ritual of bull leaping. They also developed a script, Linear A, which remains undeciphered. Then, around 1450 BC, their civilization suddenly collapsed. The leading theory points to the cataclysmic eruption of the Thera volcano, which likely triggered devastating tsunamis that crippled the Minoan fleet, leaving them vulnerable to mainland invaders. 1. The Garamantes. Imagine a powerful urban civilization thriving in the heart of what is now the Sahara Desert. This was the kingdom of the Garamantes. For nearly 1,000 years, from 500 BC, they ruled a significant portion of modern-day Libya. Their secret was a revolutionary irrigation system of underground channels called Foggara. These hand-dug tunnels tapped into fossil water deep beneath the desert, allowing them to sustain large cities. They were a complex society with a written script and a warrior class that used 4-horse chariots to raid their neighbors, even clashing with Rome. But their ingenuity was their undoing. The fossil water was a finite resource. Over centuries, the aquifers ran dry, and their cities were reclaimed by the desert. A stark, ancient warning of what happens when a civilization consumes its most precious resource to extinction. 1. The Mississippians. Centuries before Columbus arrived, a vibrant culture built massive cities across the river valleys of the Midwestern and Southeastern United States. These were the Mississippians. Their largest city, Cahokia, located in modern-day Illinois, was a true metropolis. Around 1200 AD, Cahokia was larger than London, with a population of up to 20,000 people. The city was dominated by over 100 enormous earthen pyramids, the largest of which, Monk's Mound, has a base larger than the Great Pyramid of Giza. They had extensive trade networks and were skilled astronomers. Then, around 1350, Cahokia was rapidly abandoned. Was it political collapse, warfare, resource depletion, or disease? It remains one of North America's greatest archaeological mysteries. 1. The Kingdom of Axum. Finally, let's journey to the highlands of Ethiopia to uncover one of Africa's great forgotten powers, the Kingdom of Axum. Positioned strategically at the crossroads of trade routes, Axum rose to prominence between the 1st and 7th centuries AD. It was a major commercial empire, controlling the flow of ivory, gold, and spices between the Roman Empire and ancient India. Its wealth was so great that a Persian philosopher described it as one of the four greatest powers in the world, alongside Rome, Persia, and China. What made Aksum truly unique was its early adoption of Christianity in the 4th century. They minted their own coins, the first African kingdom to do so, and even began stamping them with the Christian cross. However, the rise of Islam in the 7th century shifted trade routes, isolating Aksum. Its power waned, leaving behind towering stone obelisks as monumental witnesses to a lost African superpower. From the burned villages of Europe to the desert engineers of the Sahara, these civilizations remind us that history is not just a simple story about the winners. It's a complex mosaic, full of forgotten innovators, mysterious collapses, and erased empires. Each discovery reminds us how ingenious, how resilient, and ultimately, how fragile civilizations can be. Which of these lost civilizations fascinated you the most? Is there another forgotten culture you think deserves to be remembered? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more untold history.